You don't really think I was fishing, do you? Of course not. You know I always say QRP's like fishing. Well, today we're going to give it a go. Time to go QRP portable. Hi and welcome to this week's Something for the Weekend. I'm Tony, sales manager here at Martin Lynch and Sons, and yep, you've done it. You've caught me out for a wander during my lunchtime, just a few moments away from the store here in Staines, and well, I've got a little bit of time and a little bit of peace and quiet. I thought I might do a bit of portable operation. So, got loads of trees here. Problem is, got no wire, got no way of operating. I'll tell you what, why don't we give one of these a little go. Got the wonderful Wonder Wand antenna, or the Widebander as it's known nowadays, and also I've got a loop as well to try out. Anyway, let's get straight to it. We've only got half an hour, as I said. Okay, to save some time, I've taken the items out already, as you can see. So first of all, how did I transport the items here? Well, one of our very special handbags, of course. Managed to fit the 705 in there pretty easily, and a selection of antennas as well for us to use today. However, going to need to power the 705, obviously, because I've been using it a lot. The standard batteries run out, so we're actually using these Manly batteries this time round, and these are available on the website. Nice lightweight battery, as you can see there, and we'll see how we're going to get on, see how the operating goes. So 705, before we do anything, let's see if it powers on. So yep, that's powered up. Now you're probably wondering why I've got the 705 up at such a strange angle. Well, Wonder Wand have got a new product out, which is their inline system, basically, which is kind of been made for 705s, especially if you're using one of the brackets on here, so that it sits upright, as you can see here. So looking at this, we've got the PL259 on the bottom, so obviously you're going to need an adapter to BNC, and then your standard Wonder Wand Widebander tuning mechanism here. So literally turn this round, wait for peak noise, and then fine tune this way. You'll see how it goes anyway when I do it live. And then you've got a telescopic whip on top, which is BNC fitting, which can come off for traveling, and also for fitting if you want to put a wire adapter on there and use it as a long wire tuner. Anyway, let's get started. As I said, we're pretty short lunch hours here. Come on, Martin, give us a little bit longer, you never know. Anyway, let's get this on and see what goes on. So I'm going to screw this onto the top. So that's now onto the top, and then obviously we're going to pull the telescopic whip out. Now the beauty of these antennas is it actually gives you top band through to 70 sems. So if you're running FT8, for example, or you're doing whisper experiments, these are ideal, because I mean, how else are you going to get a top band antenna up in a small location? So really worth trying. Now we're going to try SSB today. I was going to do FTA. I thought that'd be far too easy, because I've used these antennas on FTA quite a lot, especially when I was in Gibraltar, and it worked an absolute treat. CW we could have used a reverse beacon network, for example, but again, you know, it's fairly simple. So let's have a real world experiment now. Switch this on. The bands have been absolutely atrocious this morning, so let's see what happens this afternoon. So we're going to turn the AF gain up on the 705. Well, that's a good signal straight away there. We've actually got a sign of someone being on, so let's see if we can get the antenna tuned up. Now, in order to tune, we're going to select this AM mode. Let's bring the gain down for a bit, and then, as I said, we're going to tune for peak loudness. Okay, so that's quite loud, as you can hear, and we'll select through. I'd say that's probably the loudest we're going to find it. So if I give it a quick change on the 705, let's just turn that down for a moment. So we're going to hit menu, go to number 1, we're going to go to the meters. Always like operating with the meters. Got the SWR section here, and we're going to have a look and see where we are. Okay, so it's 2 to 1, which isn't bad. See if we can get that any better. There we go. So under 1.5. Now, as with any antenna of this size, obviously it's going to be a compromise. So what I would suggest, and I know a lot of you have suggested it on sort of previous videos that we've done in portable operation, is using a counterpoise. Now it just so happens that Windbander have created this little tunable counterpoise, and the good thing with this is you can literally connect it to a 705 or whichever radio you're using's earth screw with a little crocodile clip, as you can see there, or you can put it off and use it as a banana plug. So you know, it's fairly flexible as to its uses. Now good thing with this as well is you've got your counterpoise wire already attached. So I'm going to fit this and see if we get any improvement on the signals coming in. Now the main part where this is going to work is basically it's going to work on TX. It's going to hopefully help us make a contact in this short amount of time that we have. Okay, because obviously we're going to be up against it. It's QRP and it's SSB. So I'm going to attach this onto the little earthing screw that you've probably all seen on the 705. Throw this out. Hopefully that's on the floor. Let's have a look. Reattach that because I did didn't make it move. And if we turn the AF gain up, we may be able to hear this peak up. There we go. So ever so slightly now, again the noise floor or the background audio is peaked up. So we'll check the SWR again. It's a little 1.5, which is good. I'm going to adjust that. It's about 1.3, so that's not bad at all. So let's go back onto upper sideband and see what we can hear. And you never know, we may be able to work a station as well. So let's turn the mic gain up. Got a bit of compression as well. I mean, it's beautiful being out from the showroom as well. The noise floor is a lot less. And you never know, we may hear some DX. So I'm just going to scoot up the band a little bit. Golf 2 Mike Lima, G2ML portable. Golf number 2 Mike Lima, Golf 2 Mike Lima stroke portable.
Okay, so the portable, okay, Golf 2 Mike Lima stroke portable. Is correct, the call, please, sorry, how many people on the frequency? The station Mike Lima portable, the copy and Golf 2 Mike Lima stroke portable. Is correct, microphone back to you, Roger.
Yeah, QSL, call sign is Golf 2 Mike Lima, G2ML. Name is Tony, Tango Oscar November Yankee, and you're 5 and 9 plus into not far from Heathrow Airport, QSL.
I right, no problem. Also the final plus to copy or not depends on how many people might call. The propagation Europe is very, very good. Strong signal of not Spain. Call to my Lima portable, Echo 2 Lima Mike India. Thank you on 73, bye-bye.
Okay, many thanks. We will be on YouTube. I'll show your contact on YouTube and send you a link. It's 5 watts to a telescopic whip, so thank you very much, 73.
Okay, congratulations on your station. Thank you, bye-bye, 73. This Echo America 2 Lima Mike India. Secure and DX.
Okay, so as you saw and as you heard, there we go, we've made a contact during our lunch break on 20 meters, 5 and 9 plus into north of Spain. So Echo Alpha 2. As you saw, it wasn't much of a struggle. Normally when we do these portable and QRP videos, it can be quite difficult, as you all know, and it's kind of like being at the Thames in the back there and fishing. I always say QRP is like fishing. You never know what you're going to catch, but you might be there for ages. So yeah, so there's 20 meters for you. Shall we try 40 meters, for example? We can give it a go. So straight away, I want to change to 40 meter band. Nice and easy. We press on here. We hit 7 megs. We're on LSB already. Going to turn it up. Nice. 7.160. And if you watch the 40 meter video, you'll know there's always people on this frequency. So let's see if we can make it louder. There we go. There's the increase that I said about. There we go. Right, so just go off frequency a little bit just to tune. Again onto AM. Just going to check the SWR. Oh, and we're really out there, so tune it down. Look at that. Nearly perfect. Nearly perfect there. So let's go back onto lower sideband. Move it across. Now this will be a challenge on 40, you know, it's such a small antenna, but we'll see what happens.
Thank you for the contact. A little bit of USB making it difficult at the moment, but it's a very good contact for the afternoon. Good day, Kevin. All the best from Andy in Manchester. Over.
So, nice signal there from the amateur in Manchester coming through on 40 meters. I think the other guy's taken the frequency, so we may have to look for another caller. Lovely signals, and if you just want to have a listen, you know, out in the open, perfect antenna for that. But we will give that a try anyway, because I've not got long and I want to try one of the loop antennas as well and see if we can make a contact. So bear with me a second. I'm going to take this antenna down and then put a loop up, and let's see how long that takes. Okay, so as easy as this, we go from a vertical. Let's put that down as well so we get a bit of real time, to a loop. Now you're probably saying, where's the loop, Tony? Well, we just undo these bits here. So we've got the two binding posts, as you can see. Now this is the 70-50 loop. So with the 70-50 loop, it's basically 40 meters through to 6 meters. So we've got the box here that it comes in. And here is the loop. So we're going to open this out. So bear with me a moment. Now it's the first time I've tried one of these inline loops. I've got the older version of this. But what I will say is, one of these on FT8, I did manage to get a report back from Japan, from Gibraltar, on a balcony. So they do work very, very well when it comes to digital modes. Obviously just be aware of the power, etc. that you're using. So talking of power as well, these antennas good for around about 10 watts SSB, 5 watts if you're using digital modes is normally recommended. So let's try and fit this on. These are always always a bit fiddly, so bear with me a second. So this goes onto here, one binding post, and then we're going to shape the loop out a bit, and obviously fit the next binding post on top of that. So there we have it. We're going to have a wonder loop. I'm going to get this popped on top of the radio now, and then just make some fine adjustments to it to make sure it's nice and sturdy. So again, as per the Widebander Mark II, PL259, straight onto the top of this SO239 and fixed on here, and the wind doesn't help, I'll be honest with you. Anyway, let's get it powered up. Let's go to 20 meters again and see what we can hear. Okay, so onto 20, again, AF gain. The bands looks as if they're pretty dead. Now, as I always say with loops, they're very narrow bandwidth, so what you need to realise is you're not going to be able to fly up and down the band as you normally would with a vertical or a wire. So we go for a quick tune. Hopefully the noise floor will come up again. There we go. And you can tell the sharpness of it there. And hopefully we've got the loop on the right plane to hear the other stations.
Thank you, on 33.
There he was. Made me jump there. Absolutely made me jump. Oh, he was loud.
Only please, people. Only, please, people, stand by. Please, the 5 seconds. Only on QRP. Here's the copy on QRP, please, and try again.
Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we're going to go back onto the meter, select AM, and we're just going to check again, make sure the power is low. We're just going to check the SWR and see where we can get here. So fairly high. If we keep turning it very gently, there we go. So under 1.5 there. Oh, now it's gone up because of the interaction with me. Remember that with loops? So let's try again, just a little bit off. A little bit more. There we go. Perfect SWR there on 20 meters, which is what we want to see. So over to SSB. Now I'm going to be a bit cheeky because obviously we've already worked this guy with the G2ML call, and he's probably not going to listen out for us with that call again. So we're going to try with a personal call, see what happens there. But lovely low noise.
Thank you, and the QCO. Thank you, the people on standby. This Echo up 2, Lima, Mike, India, on standby.
Mexico 0, Tango, November, Yankee, QRP.
Oscar, Yankee, Oscar, Echo 7, 7, Oscar, Yankee, Oscar, Yankee, sorry.
Okay, so we'll see what happens here, but beautiful, beautiful quiet audio with the loop, and the signals are coming in beautifully. So again, if you're operating parks on the air, etc., like we kind of are now, and SOTA, and you've got nowhere to hang an antenna, loop antennas are great, and balconies especially.
América 2, Lima, Mike, India. Sí, muy bien escuchado, ¿ok? No hay problema, muy bien escuchado. 5859, no tengo ahí la antena directamente a tu dirección, pero muy bien escuchado, Roger.
As I was saying, the beauty of coming out portable with a 705 and a small battery is everything just fits into such a small case. You know, amazing when you think what bands you can cover. We've got top band all the way through to 70 cents covered just in these antennas.
Thank you, and 73. Please station and QRP.
Let's give it a try. Mexico 0, Tango, November, Yankee. Mexico 0, Tango, November, Yankee. QSL? No. So I think we're going to struggle there. He's got quite a few QRP stations calling. So what I'll do is I'll switch that off and we'll leave that there because I need to get back to the showroom and do a little bit of work. So quick rundown on the Windbander range for you. So first antenna that we used, and one that I take everywhere with me if I'm traveling, is the Windbander Widebander Mark II. Now, as I said, this is the inline version. The standard version is at a right angle, so you can put it onto the back of your radio if you're running something like an 817 or 818/891. If you're running a 590, even if you've decided to take that away with you, you can pop these on the back, have a good listen. They're great antennas for reception as well. As I said, you want to try and keep around sort of 10-15 watts maximum on SSB, and maybe 5, a little bit more, 7 maybe at a push when it comes to digital modes and CW. But as I said, great antenna. I've run Whisper on one of these on top band from indoors, and 200 milliwatts, and was heard up in Scotland on top band, so absolutely amazing with that. So that's the Widebander Mark II. As I said, the antenna comes off from the top. You can fit a little Y connector onto there, basically a little Y connection which goes on, and you can run a random wire and an earth off of it as well. Now, this is the loop antenna box, so it's the 750 loop. As I said, again, this is the inline variant. There is a right angled variant as well available for this, but great if you're doing FT8 for example, or RITI, or a mode where you're pretty much sitting on the same frequency. Then I'll recommend using the loop because it is very, very efficient on one frequency and you don't have to keep touching it. Okay, if you don't fancy going for the vertical or the loop, there's also Mark III version, which basically comes like the top of the loop with the binding posts, but with 2 wires, so that you can run a random wire straight out of the box and with the counterpoise wire as well. So in theory, you're kind of using it like a dipole, but I'm sure Kyle at Windbander will explain more if need be. Right, so that's that. As I said, don't forget this part, because this is always overlooked, and it really does help when you're running QRP antennas which are, you know, a lot smaller than what they should be. So got the Windbander wideband tunable counterpoise, or TCP, I think it's still called. And yeah, that's really worth having. As you saw, I had that connected with the vertical and we made a contact within a few minutes. Anyway, if there's any more you want to know, don't forget to contact the team at hamradio.co.uk, and enjoy your QRP and get out and about. The weather's still beautiful here in the UK. See you soon.